toxins.
Do you think there's a preferable or a best exercise for heart health? Like if you were going to say, Stephen, to make, I think my family has a history of heart-related issues. One of my uncle died from a heart attack. So I'm very aware of my own susceptibility to heart-related illnesses. I think there's other people in my family that have heart-related issues as well. Is there a particular exercise that is best for the heart? Because I'm guessing resistance training, i.e. strength training, might not be the number one recommendation for good heart health. You mentioned HIIT. I'm wondering if that's...
Yes. So I'm just going to tell you, broadly speaking, what I see in my practice. I see that people who overly do aerobic activity, that means they cycle 100 miles a day, or they're running on their treadmill for 2 hours at a time every day, or they're doing a lot of marathon training all the time, they actually end up with more inflammation in the body, and they end up with more coronary artery disease than patients who do short sprints, and patients who do resistance exercises, and patients who do HIITs. So in terms of cardiology, you need some aerobic training. Why? Because you want to develop some endurance, right? You don't want to be running behind the bus and get short of breath just in a few hundred feet. So for some endurance, you do aerobic activity. How much aerobic activity? Which is running on the treadmill, for example, or just sprinting? Only about 15 to 20 minutes. That's it. So I tell patients, you want to run on that treadmill, you want to bicycle, 15 to 20 minutes. And then you got to go into resistance exercises. The resistance exercises that I have seen work best in my patients is simple things. You don't have to go crazy. You do floor exercises. You use your own body weight as resistance. So you can do the planks and leg lifts and all these other exercises. And you can do HIIT, but they have to be very specific. So you exercise really hard for about 30 seconds to 45 seconds, and then you completely rest for another 30 to 45 seconds.
Okay.
And that's allowing your body to clean up the reactive oxygen species you just created through that exercise. Because your rate limiting step in cleaning up the metabolic mess that you get when you get too much exercise, it's a rate limiting step. Your glutathione production, your superoxide dismutase production, these are chemicals that clean up the metabolic mess that you get when you get too much activity. That's a rate limiting step. So when you rest, you exercise and you rest, you exercise, you rest, you are going to get a cleaner physiology.
With your patients, how many patients do you think you've treated or worked with in your career?
Ooh, if
you had to guess, into the nearest 1,000,